Hey, Crestwood, happy Wednesday to you. Hope you all are doing well. God has blessed us in so many ways, and I hope you're taking a minute today to acknowledge all those blessings as you struggle with whatever this day has brought you. It's good to know that God is always with us, no matter what our challenges are, and we celebrate that. It is good for me to be with you today and to bring you this devotional for this Wednesday, October 19th. So Amy and I have started watching this show. I'd heard it recommended by a friend that it's something we might enjoy because we enjoy the outdoors. And it's a reality show where 10 individuals are dropped into this very remote, very wild area. And they're separate from each other. And each of them have to survive. And whoever survives the longest wins. But they have almost virtually, nothing to help them. So they have to build their own shelters. They have to find food. They have to protect themselves from predators. They have to do all of these things. And we watched the last episode last night and got to see the winner. And he lasted, I think it was like 76 days out in this remote Canadian wilderness all by himself. The show is called Alone, which I found very interesting. Because not only does that describe the situation in which these people are dropped, they are utterly alone. No other human beings around them trying to survive. But I also found it fascinating that that was what drove most people to tap out and to give up. I would think it would be the lack of food, or I think it would be the harsh conditions of the weather because they were there in winter, or I would think it would be maybe their fear of predators or whatever. But for most of them, the reason that they decided to tap out was either health issues or it was the fact of how alone they felt. Several of them remarked that the loneliness was really, really getting to them. They missed their families, they missed their friends, they missed civilization, they missed being able to get food whenever they wanted. But it wasn't all the things that you would think that may cause them to quit. It was because of how alone they felt, how isolated they felt. One person said, the sound of my own voice is driving me mad because it's the only voice that I hear. And so it was a real test of wills to see who could be alone the longest. And, I thought how antithetical that is to who God created us to be. It says in the creation story, God makes all these wonderful things and the day and the night and the animals and the plants. And he calls all these things good. And then God looks at Adam, who he had made, and he says, it's not good that man should be alone. And so God creates a helper, a partner to be with Adam, and that's Eve. But of all the good things God created, the one thing that was not good was that Adam was alone. In this post-COVID world where we're driven more to do stuff online and where the last 2 years we've spent different times in quarantine and socially distanced and separated, I think loneliness has really been a challenge for a lot of people. And that's not just people who live alone or who don't have family close. You and I both know that you can be in a crowd of people and still feel alone. You can be with a lot of people in one place but not feel that connection. That's one of the reasons we're doing the sermon series we're doing right now called Common Unity, because it's focusing on the importance of community, the importance of being connected, the importance of being around other people. For some of us, that's just not possible because of health reasons or transportation reasons. It may be tough for us to do that. But a lot of us, I think, choose to be alone more out of convenience. It's so much easier just to log on to worship than it is to actually go in person. But I want to come back to the idea that God said it is not good for us to be alone. And that doesn't mean just individually, but alone just as a family unit. It's important that we connect with others. It's important that we remember our common humanity. It's important that we see the image of God in each other. So I want to say to you first, if you feel alone, you're not alone. God is with you and your church family is with you. And please reach out to us and let us know how we can help you in the midst of your loneliness to feel that connection. But I also want to say to you, be aware of how insidious loneliness can be. Because you can be in a lot of activities and a lot going on and around a lot of people, but still spiritually, relationally, you can be alone. And so I want to encourage you to find those places where you can connect with someone at a deeper level that goes just beyond the pleasantries of the day and really reminds you that God has called you not to be alone, but to have those kind of relationships, to have those kind of friendships, to have those kind of connections with your church family that remind you that you were not meant to be alone. God is with you and we are with you, and we want to know how we can help you to remember that we are connected in community through the love of Jesus Christ. We're here for you. God bless you, Crestwood.